All right, hello and welcome to the Greenfield School Committee Community Engagement Subcommittee meeting. It's January 21st and at 6 p.m. We're meeting in the Greenfield High School Library. Let's do a roll call. Member Goodwin,
Here.
Member Sexton,
Here.
and I am also here, Member Geneve, and I am now chairing this subcommittee. There doesn't appear to be anyone here from the public, so I'm assuming there isn't anybody else recording. I'm currently recording the meeting to the cloud, and I'd like to, let's open the meeting. 6:05 p.m. Our meeting has started, and I'd like to first, let's see, I'm gonna open our agenda, and also I'd like to make a motion first to suspend Robert's Rules of Order for this meeting because there are only 3 of us present. The superintendent is not present this time, and we have no members of the public. So I'd like to make a motion to suspend Robert's Rules of Order and treat this as a working session. Do I
Second.
have a second?
Second.
Okay, second from Member Goodwin and Member Sexton. So that passes and Robert's rules are now suspended and we can treat this as a working session. All right. So everyone, we have a few things on the agenda, first of which was public comment, and we have no public here. So let's move along from that. Let's see. Okay. And second on our agenda is, I'm sorry, third on our agenda is the approval of the December 17th, 2024 subcommittee minutes. Did you all get a chance to look at them? Okay. Let's all say aye if we approve them.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So the minutes are approved. Okay. The next thing that we have on the agenda is a strategy discussion, revisiting the goals set at the December 17th meeting, defining avenues to improve community engagement, acknowledging community family work schedules, engagement with all populations, school committee visibility. That's the first part of step 4 on our agenda. So one of the things that I'm really thankful that Stacy, that you took such great notes at the last meeting and that you created the 2 Google Docs that should be in the packet. Let me go back. One is called School Committee Event Attendance, and then another one is, oh, they both got titled the same thing, Event Sources and Process. Do both of you have those?
They didn't get put in the packet as Google Docs. They got put in as
Right.
PDFs.
Right. So just to make a note for the archiving of this, because they were in Google Docs in a state of always changing, the executive assistant converted them to a PDF just for the materials portion of the meeting so that the public could see what we were working on. But they are, in fact, in a Google Doc, and we can add to them and adjust them as needed because they are a calendar collection of events. So let's take a look at, let's take a look at both of those documents. But to start, now that we've had some time to sort of digest what we're doing, have either of you thought of any additional goals that you would like to bring forth that we haven't discussed yet? Just take a minute and think if anything pops out at you that you meant to bring up.
I mean, I don't think that this is like a a new goal or anything, but I would love to see us move toward having a more, like, maybe to making some sort of announcement, having something either in the paper or as part of the parent update that's just like, hey, we're a committee that now exists. Maybe we want to hear from you because part of our charge is like having a being part of communication plans and figuring out ways to get more people to our meetings. And so we can like make the announcement that, oh yeah, we switched meetings to 6:30. We hope that this makes it easier for you to attend. That was the goal with that. And just to make sure that people know that we are trying to make efforts. And if they have a specific suggestion, we want to hear from them.
Okay. How about you, Melody?
No, I think we have a really big goal. So I think it's just at this point, just trying to break it down into smaller pieces, so it's measurable. I think that's where I'm at. More involvement is how we're going to measure that is sort of, the goal is big. So to make it smaller is where I'm at. And I
Okay.
like the calendar. So I think adding to the calendar is a good way to do that because you can see all of the events in this month. I mean, it makes it easier to figure out because at the beginning, I set a goal for myself was to go to one school event a week. And then it went to 2 weeks because there weren't things that were happening every week. So, is it 3 events a month? Kind of like trying to set a goal for different things. And then what is an event? Is an event also walking through the schools? Is it an event math nights? I mean, what are we calling? I mean, to me, it's all engagement. So.
Okay. For me, I've been thinking about it and realizing that we have a lot of goals that we've identified and things that we want to do, but there are probably quite a few things that we're not really going to know that we need to do until we start to do things. So I would like us to start by um, taking this calendar and bringing it to the full committee. And one thing that Stacy wrote down in the notes was that we could collect all of the events that are happening monthly and bring it forward and have everyone sign up for what they'd like to do. So I think that that might be a good place to start. If we bring one forward in the next main meeting and have everybody take a look at it, we can get an idea of who would like to sign up for things, what sort of bandwidth everybody has, because we have to be cognizant that it is a volunteer position and not everyone is going to have the time to do it. And we've discussed that a lot. But it would be great to just get it rolling and to have it be a standing. I'd like to recommend that we have it be a standing document for each meeting so that it's part of our consent agenda that we get in there and put our names in. But I'm also cognizant that if we bring forward the one for February, we will be missing the first 2 weeks because of when our meetings land. So it might be like mid-February to mid-March, mid-March to mid-April. It might have to be a little staggered that way, just because of how our meetings land. So I guess that's a motion that maybe I should make. So I'm going to make the motion that we prepare a calendar to bring forward to the main school committee meeting for February, March events and let everyone use that Google Calendar to mark what they're interested in doing.
So
Could I get a second on that?
second?
Okay.
Sorry, I was muted. I seconded.
Okay. Any discussion on that?
No, I think that's a good first step.
Okay. All right, well then let's have a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Um,
Okay. So in that document, it lays out, let's see, a few events. They're all in January and have not passed yet,
No.
but will not be in time for the full committee to look at them. But there's the event attendance material that talks about the event sources that we can use and the process. Thank you, Member Sexton, for doing that. Does anyone have a particular desire to chase it down for February and March? Does anyone have extra time to do that? I would normally think, well, I'm going to do that since I'm chairing this, but it is Girl Scout cookie season, and I am a little bit stressed. But
I already did
um,
mine.
I could give you cookies in exchange. No,
we'll take some thin mints in exchange for this.
would you take cookies in exchange for this labor?
The Healy's already hit me up.
But I mean, I'm happy to like do the thing to like go source some February events. The tricky thing, so like Arbiter Live, all of those are listed, all the games from here till the end of season for basically every sport, which means
Okay.
that there are games listed from here to Kingdom Come because there's always some sport happening at some time. The thing with the weekly parent updates is like I just looked at the most recent one that came out last Friday and it stops at January 31. So we're kind of beholden to whenever that parent update starts including February events for us. That's when I can pull that info and start putting them on our calendar. I can look on the district calendar and just see what's coming up, but there are things, for instance, like the math nights and the bingo things that those don't tend to make it onto the district calendar. Oh, well, there they are. They're there now. So never mind.
Yes.
I'm a liar.
No, you're right. Oh, they don't make it.
They
usually.
they sometimes don't, but they are at least now. So let me scroll to next month and see what's there.
It's usually not a lot in February because of vacation. It's a short
Right.
month and it's before MCAS testing in March. So
Yes. But there is like CPAC meeting and there's school council meetings, but I don't know if we're gonna do those, if that's the kind of thing we're asking people to sign up to go do necessarily. But yeah, just looking into February and March, these other kinds of things like math nights are not listed yet. So it's a little, we're sort of playing a weird chicken and egg game of when we learn about the events so we can sign up for them versus when we need to know about them in order to be able to publicize them.
That's okay. I think we'll get a rhythm going, and it doesn't have to be like you don't have to sign up to do a month of labor every time. Like we can rotate,
yeah,
and take split that work up between us, so that it's not we can each take a month. So I think the first step then is Stacy, you're gonna look for the events. I'm going to send an email to Karen asking about the timing of the parent update and how to get our information in. And I'll ask her about an announcement for us, and a way to get our meetings in the parent update as well so that parents know. And then the goal then would be to bring forward this calendar for February, March to the full committee and have everyone see it and what we're thinking of. And it would be great if it's just a real casual Google Doc that can be in the materials that everyone can just sign up to do, even in the form of a poll or however it works best. But I have kind of a tech question. Do you think, Stacy, that we could, when we make this ongoing Google Doc, could we find a way to embed it into our school committee calendar? Is there a way to do that? Because I have the master calendar for us, and if there's a way for me to like,
Hmm.
do you know what I'm saying? If there's a,
Yes, I do know what you're saying.
yeah,
It would be easier if everything were on the district calendar.
Mm.
It would be easier to pull all of those events into our calendar.
mm-hmm.
I don't know necessarily about the tech of taking from a Google spreadsheet into a calendar.
Okay, I got it. I was just thinking of a way, if there was a way that we could do it easily, it would be great to have a link so that members could merge it into their calendars, you know?
Yeah.
But I understand completely, and that's not important at this moment. It was just an idea that came to mind. All right. So, okay. So I'm just writing all this down, just taking some quick notes. So Stacy, you're gonna do February, March events.
Okay. I want to play around just a quick Google search. It looks like it is possible to add and schedule things from Google Sheets into a calendar, but it's
Mhm.
going to take some thinking and setup. It's not like,
Okay.
it's not like a button I press.
Okay. And then Mel, you can do March, April.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want to get ahead of that, and I'll do April, May. And I'm marking myself down for April, May. And hopefully we'll just get in a rhythm and just send those off in time so that it's easy and it just gets on our agenda and everyone knows what's happening.
So who made the Google Doc? Is that the person who has to add it?
Well,
Is that
Stacy's going to make like a master Google Doc.
okay?
Yeah, and like we already have I don't know if I can just share this if it's
I don't know. I
appropriate.
had it. I was trying to open it. Hold on. I'm going to go see if I can share my screen.
I was able to add to it, but not add.
Well, it's still a PDF right now. Hold on. Let me open it. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can share my screen. Hold on. Oh, nope. I opened it. Nope. There we go. So Stacey just made a nice, easy table that just has the date, the event time, the title. Can you all see this? This was in the materials.
I can't see you sharing your screen.
Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Nope. Hold on. I got it. Okay, can you see now?
It says that
No,
you
just a black
started
screen.
screen. Yeah, it says that
Oh
you
my
started.
goodness.
There it goes. There it goes.
Yep. So you can all see the table.
Yes.
Okay. It's in your materials. It's just a PDF, but
Mhm.
so Stacy can add all of us to that Google Doc. And it probably would be a good thing to add the superintendent as well, just so that she can see what's up. Maybe even Becky, in case Becky needs to step in and adjust things. But I don't think we need anything more complicated than this.
Hmm.
Yeah, agreed. So at this point, anybody who has a GPS email and is in that domain can access the spreadsheet that this PDF came from. So this is
Oh,
basically
perfect.
just like a snapshot of one of the things, but in the chat is an actual link to the spreadsheet that I think that's where we want people to actually use. Because they can they can sign up in real time, they can add a new event if they learn of something that wasn't on any of the other sources. Um, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
perfect.
Great. But I just want to
Great.
make sure. I saw that Mel, you were able to get in and you added your name
Yes.
to a couple
Yep.
of places, but I just want to make sure. Elizabeth, have you been able to actually get into the spreadsheet?
You know, and I'm not sure because I haven't tried since sending it to Becky. So
Okay. Cool, cool.
let me try right this second
Excellent.
and just make sure.
You might need to be
Yeah,
logged
Google Doc.
in.
I
And
went
you
into
might need
Google
to-
Docs.
Yeah, and then you
Mhm.
need to be logged into your Greenfield email account because you should not be able to get to it from your personal email account.
That's
Okay.
correct. Yes, I am in my GPS Google Docs section. Um, but for some reason, I don't have it. I have the event attendance planning, but not the other one.
Go to Sheets.
Yeah, it's probably in Sheets. You're right. Gosh. Sheets, forms, docs, all of them. Okay.
I like the drop down box, Stacy. That was cool.
Oh, yes. Okay, got it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see you in there now.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Um, perfect. I wonder if I could bring some cookies to any of these. Um,
And I think people are going to be wanting some additional calories if they do that polar
Oh my
plunge.
gosh.
that's right. I know, huh? Okay, so that's perfect, Stacy. Thank you so much for doing all of that.
You're so welcome. And then,
Great.
as more time passes, we can just add more tabs across the bottom for new
Mm-hmm.
months and years. Or just repurpose them because eventually no one's going to care what events we went to in January of 2025. So we can just say that's January of 2026.
There you go. So this I think is like is a really good step. It's a really good beginning step. So we can come to the meeting with a nice report and the documents and make sure that we're in the parent update and see what kind of availability members have for engagement. And I think that once we do a few of these, once we go to several events, we're going to learn what kind of engagement is really wanted,
Mhm.
I think. Because we haven't had members of the public come to the last few meetings, and it might be because they don't know, but it also might be because they want something specific and they're going to tell us when they see us.
Mhm.
So I think things will be uncovered as we actually do this work. But if anyone has any other goals that come up or directions that they think that we should go in, stones we have left unturned,
This is a first step. It's a good first
please
step.
say so
Yeah.
that we can look at them.
Yeah, I feel like maybe there will be additional stones to turn in the future, but
Hmm.
let's not try to eat the whole elephant all at once.
That's right. Um, all right. So let me just go back to our agenda and just see if there's anything that we are missing. What steps can be taken by the end of the school year to implement goals and school committee participation in school related activities, which I think we just covered.
Mhm.
So the fifth thing on the agenda is adoption of the event attendance planning and calendar, which we did. And so the 6th item is topic settings for our February subcommittee meeting. Perhaps by February, we will have gone to an event or two and have some ideas on how that goes. If one of you go or if I go, we could do a little report and thought session on that. And any additional goals or additional topics that come up, feel free to email me unless they're percolating right now. Anything
No.
bubbling to the surface?
I'm just excited to start implementing this and try it out a few times and see how it goes.
Okay, then I think that we're complete. How do you all feel about that? No further thoughts? All right, so we have our plan of action. We're going to implement our first step. We're going to bring it forward to the full committee and start to do this work. Hooray.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
thank you,
Wow.
Stacy, for all this incredible work. We wouldn't even be here ready to take this first step if you hadn't so thoughtfully guided us by
Technology.
beginning this subcommittee. I know I will not chair it as well as you, so I am sending you my
It's my
gratitude.
pleasure. Although I think I might be frozen.
Okay, well, in that case, let us vote to adjourn. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
Aye. All right, we're
Aye, stay
adjourned at
warm.
6:31. Stay warm, everyone.
Yep. Talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.